Call the EDA board meeting to order. Can we get a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Do you want one additional there? Yes.
I can just talk about it.
Okay. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We got a motion to approve the meeting, or the minutes for June 24th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 2024. I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Old business, USDA RBDG award.
So that's the USDA Rural Business Development Grant. We applied for that in February, and we received word on July 9th that we did receive the award, even without our match, which wasn't part of the requirement, so that was pretty exciting. I've gotten here in a memo, just kind of an overview of what that revolving loan fund requires, eligible projects. It's limited by available funds. Interest rates are 1 to 1% above prime value and have a term of 7 years. Security is best available lien. All businesses in the city of Vidalia are eligible to apply. I'll start creating marketing for that program. The goal is to get that funding out within a year to 2 years to make sure it's being used before the state pulls back that award. If there's any questions, let me know. We did get this grant before and then around the fire time, so we've used it before.
Do you have any concerns with it?
No. I was pretty excited when they still gave it to us, even without the match. That was a pretty big component for scoring, so.
We get to choose what rate we want for that.
Yep, for that interest rate. Yep, I tried to keep it loose. That 7 years was restricted by the state. That was how they set up the program. But everything else, we've kept as open as we can.
Okay.
If we decide as a city we want to add in additional restrictions, we can as well.
Did you see any language with the terms on the contract
The 7 years or terms for us.
as far as someone borrowing that was of any concern to you? Anything pop up, question or anything?
No. I kept it as similar to the guidelines as we had done with the previous program. So it's the only thing that's different is it does have a term rate of 7 years versus generally we do have 10 to 20 year needs.
Okay.
New business, mid-year work plan review.
Yeah, I will note, I kept this really short expecting Smith to be here, and I didn't have a lot to talk to you guys about, so I'm just going over kind of where I'm at with all of my projects to give you guys insight. First, we'll start with the marketing and awareness. We launched the city newsletter in June and July. With everything else going on in the city departments haven't utilized that to the best extent, but it's a potential avenue for further communication. We launched a Facebook page, has 61 followers. When I wrote this, it's around 74, I think based on some of the resources I recently shared, and a web page has been developed for EDA as well. I would also note developing local and regional partnerships. I've attended several different events. Region is going to be meeting with me on Wednesday. Smith is meeting, Region I will be meeting with me on Friday. Smith will be meeting on Wednesday. We've gone to several events partnering with St. James CDA at the Watermelon County Fair. So I think those are starting to get established as well there. Going to business assistance, I fielded 6 inquiries into the programs here at the city with one recipient, Bergelson Holdings, that was just closed on last week. Additionally, identified all vacant commercial property. Going forward with marketing those, there hasn't been any interest, but we've noted where they are and how are looking for ways to get them utilized in the community. Going to housing, we supported the development of the county housing fix-up program. At this point, they're waiting for some contract negotiations between the county and the St. James EDA before they can implement that. Additionally, I've held several meetings with the Vidalia Local Village to discuss infrastructure needs and housing needs as well. Going on to land use, completed a windshield survey, review of the zoning code is in progress, looking at how we can update that to better be used for the community, Riverview Heights. We had that marketing campaign as well as sold one of our housing lots. We're waiting, obviously, on this fall to do that developer summit with the Waterloo County communities to figure out other ways to start marketing those. And then finally, language barriers. We started a language access plan. That was part of a requirement for a USDA grant we received as a city. Additionally, we applied for a grant to purchase two-way translation technology. And we're waiting to hear back on that. Any questions on any of those? I know it's a lot of projects, but. And then the next page just shows what I'm planning for the rest of the year. If there's anything you feel my time should not be focused on, feel free to contact me and talk to me about it. Looking at finalizing some draft amendments for the zoning code, developing and launching and doing a housing rehab program, developing a business retention and expansion program. These are usually started through a survey of all businesses in the community, and then identifying what needs are, succession planning, marketing workshops, connections to other community members, things like that. And then identifying how to build networks within the Vidalia communities, as well as partnering with the Chamber to support the Vidalia High School entrepreneurship students. So that's what we're looking at for the rest of the year. Yeah, I'm going to over Smith. So Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation is one of several initiative foundations across Minnesota. This is the one in our region. I've used them both, like, as a citizen myself in Martin County. We did a grant through them for their Inclusive and Equitable Communities grant. That's open right now. It'll close on August 9th, I believe. They also have a small town grant that's open through August 26th. You can see here just kind of an overview of some of the activity they've done in the county. They do a lot of great programs. This one's Rural Entrepreneurial Venture. They work in small communities to help build leadership with entrepreneurs. Vidalia has a strong entrepreneur community, but that could be a possibility going forward if we wanted to become a rep community. I've also shared the open grants with community organizations that I thought would be appropriate for some of these open ones. They also do business loans. They're working on kind of expanding their entrepreneur reach. They did a lot stronger partnerships over in southeastern Minnesota. So they have a startup pitch competition over there that I think is really cool. It would be really great if they brought it over to more south central Minnesota. Yeah. They have like a pot of funding. Yeah, I mean, it's Red Wing Ignite, if you've heard of it. They Ignite Pitch Cup, they've been doing it for several years.
Really?
Yeah, so. Any questions? You can see here they've worked with Maybe Millersville, Butler County Public Health, and then St. James in the last year. So yeah.
So I know she couldn't make it tonight because of reasons, but is she intending to want to come and talk to us?
She'd be happy to come again if you'd like to have another time. I'm meeting with her on Wednesday. Stop in, but she said she'd be happy to come another day if you want.
Okay. Well, when did she determine it after your meeting? If we want her to come back and...
I know it's a very good partner. If you guys want to hear more about what they do. So.
Well, I think we're kind of as close to them during the week when we were, some of us were, so I don't know if similar leadership is still in place, but they were, pretty good resource then.
They were one of they came to our entrepreneur roundtable, and they had a table there actually while we were at that event. So they're willing to be in the community, come to the community for events and be a part of it. So,
Staff report, meeting specialist update.
Nothing really big to report. I was at the Lackawanna County Fair this last week. Bria and I split it. I think that worked out really well for both of us because that can be a lot of hours. We had Lego blocks for people to know the city. The kids really enjoyed that. I believe there were 2 arcades, an army base, a roller coaster, and 1 house in the whole city. So, really their ideal city, truly. Other than that, I mean, loan administration, some webinars, just making sure that we know all the tools that are at our disposal.
You can't talk for more than 9 minutes.
I talk too fast to talk for more than that.
She was trying to read some stuff to me this morning, I'm like, whoa, get the heck out of this. So I do have a question on this, the Community Vitality Spotlight, the $10,000 small town grant St. James for climate smart, was that part of that trip we took to Germany last year?
Germany was Region 9,
Oh.
paid for, so separate organization. This one, it says they're using it for pollinator plantings, education on climate smart areas, things of that nature. I mean, they've done several, they've received several grants for their climate smart initiatives. And this is that grant I was talking about that's open until August 26th. I'm sure the organizations are continuing, because hopefully we can get to that over time. They also did Promise Act grants. We had some local businesses apply for that as well. That was funding through the state to businesses who were affected by, I think it was COVID, like a loss of revenue during that time frame. I don't believe any of ours except or got the funding, but we applied for that as well.
Any other discussion? Get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn the EDA meeting.
I'll second. Andy, Andy,
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I got it to 11 minutes. They were supposed to be here for like a half an hour.
I know, that's why